just simply did not across the state. But it's still a close state. 3-point margin should not translate to where the Republicans got in terms of their actual respective seat share, which is about 75% of the congressional representation in the state of Wisconsin. Now, these numbers seem a lot more intense because there are fewer seats in Wisconsin. Less than 10. There are 8 across the state, which Democrats currently hold 2 and Republicans currently hold 6. But what I'm most fascinated by is the margin that some of these more competitive districts offer to the Democratic Party. In terms of a possible flip in the future, Wisconsin doesn't really provide that, at least not in the immediate. The only district that really was super competitive in the last election was Wisconsin's 3rd district. Rebecca Cook took on Dan Van Orden, who won by 2.7% in this district. Now, Wisconsin's 3rd was drawn to be more competitive, but the Republican Party still has the upper hand. This district in a blue year should go to the Democratic Party, but even then you would end up with a congressional map that would be 5 Republicans to 3 Democrats. Chances are Democrats would be winning across the state, and that map wouldn't represent, ideologically speaking at least, how the state voted and their respective party vote share. And this actually happened before in Wisconsin. It's no stranger to congressional gerrymanders. In 2018, when Republicans had control of the Wisconsin State Supreme Court, the Democrats knew they couldn't contest the map. And so they competed with it. They decided to go after Paul Ryan's seat when he was going to retire. They decided that they were going to invest heavy into this state, and they won by a massive margin in the popular vote. In 2018, Democrats won by 8 points across the state of Wisconsin. But you guessed it correctly, Republicans maintained their majority in the Wisconsin delegation, holding 5 seats to the Democrats' 3. This is, again, in a state the Democrats were winning by 8 points. An even more egregious gerrymander you can find in Wisconsin in the same exact year. I know it feels like we're going a bit off on a tangent here, but it's important to note exactly what was the line of thinking for the Wisconsin GOP when they drew these maps after the 2010 midterm elections. In the Wisconsin State Assembly elections, Democrats won the popular vote by a margin of 8 percentage points across the state, and yet got about a third of the seats overall. This gerrymander was impeccable. The Republican Party was able to maintain every seat but one, despite Democrats taking the popular vote from 2016, where they actually lost it to the GOP by about 6 points. The map was 64-35. In 2018, this gerrymander held up in such a tremendous way for the GOP. And Democrats, again, seeing a 13-point shift across the state, 14-point shift actually across the state, only gained 1 seat out of a total number of 99. And so the Wisconsin State Assembly